So today our dungeon debacle is also about magic items, but not about one individual magic item given to a player, but more a collection of magic items. Fourth edition really liked just giving out magic items. There's a lot to choose from. There were some that was specific to each class, and there were some specific to healers in particular. And I thought it would be cool to give my healer like a complete healing set. And part of that reason was he chose a healer because he was the last person to choose a character and they didn't have a healer yet, so he was like, well, I guess I gotta be one or something. And I felt a little bad. Most of the time the players didn't use healing potions or anything like that. They just told him that he had to heal them, and he did. So he couldn't use any of his other cool spells. He couldn't do a whole lot other than heal people. And I was like, well, maybe if I made his healing faster, he could maybe do more things in battle and maybe enjoy himself a little bit more. So I was like, cool. Along the journey, he ended up finding 2 or 3 pieces of the set, and I set up this really challenging battle for them. There was like bats flying in the air. I had learned at this point that if I wanted to attack my ranged character, I needed to have something that flew real fast. So I put bats in there, and there were some things on the ground, cave dogs or something like that. Anyways, there's a lot of monsters. So this should have been a really challenging fight for my characters. I was expecting at least 2 people to at least go unconscious. So I was excited for something big and grand in this cave structure they were in. And while it's true, people went unconscious, because the cleric had so much healing power, he could bring them from 0 to full life with one little spell. I mean, little as in, like, it didn't use a whole lot of his resources. He had lots of those spells, and he could use them over and over again. So this battle it felt almost like a goofy joke, because they couldn't die as long as I didn't touch the cleric, which I tried, but he had so much AC too at this point because of the armor set I had given him. So something I learned from this is if you mess with healing numbers and you bulk out your cleric, it's really hard to make a challenging encounter for your players. So you have to be really careful with doing that specifically to your cleric. Also, while there might be item sets in the game or a bunch of things dedicated to your healing cleric, that doesn't mean they should get them all. Even if it would be cool as a set, they all worked together to make his healing spells way too powerful. And then from all of this, it also taught me I should give my players or encourage my players to use healing potions as secondary healing. That way, my cleric, if he goes down, they still have a few options after he goes down. And he can say, no, I'm not going to heal you, drink your dumb potion, and I'm going to use my cool spell. So I think that there was some solutions that I learned to the problems later on, which didn't involve giving my cleric overpowered item sets. We had a nice running joke after this. He wanted the last piece in the set. There was a mace or a hammer or something, and he kept being like, you're never going to let me find this item. You're never going to let me find this item, because at this point we had all realized he's too powerful. And I was like, oh no, you can find the item. You just have to find the one dwarf in the world that can craft it. And then we all laughed and joked about it. So anyways, don't give your players an item set that buffs healing. Healing is dangerous to mess with because the numbers are tweaked just so, as it is.